Hey, what's up, y'all? It's Preston here, and this is another video of a boxing prediction, and this is Tszyu versus Carlos Ocampo. This is a good fight. This is an interesting fight. Good, test for Tszyu, and this is a good, test for Ocampo to get himself up there. In my opinion, though, if Ocampo does win this fight, I would like to see him fight Brian Mendoza, or just period point blank. The winner of this fight could fight Brian Mendoza, or maybe fight Jermell Charlo. I don't know, but that is just my personal opinion. Alright, let's get to the tail of the tape. Let's first go and start off with Tszyu. Tszyu comes in the fight with a record of 22 wins, 0 losses, 0 draws, 16 wins coming by way of knockout. He comes in the fight with the height of 5'8.5" with a reach of 72 inches. His recent fights were, let's go back to all the way to 2020. All right, he had to win against Jeff Horn. I almost watched that fight, but I fucking fell asleep, and I honestly just I fell asleep, dude. It's just like it is what it is. I fell asleep, and it was like at 4 in the morning or 5 in the morning the main event was on. He's everything would take forever on the card, and then he fought Bound Morgan, and the dude was 21-1, and he won by a TKO. And then he fought Dennis Hogan. I know who Dennis Hogan is. I know who Dennis Hogan is. 28 wins, 3 losses, 1 draw, and then he won by a TKO in that fight. And then he fought Stevie Spark. Stevie Spark is I'm gonna be completely honest with you. This is one of Tszyu's one of his best wins, because Stevie Spark is really tough. He beat that one Montana Love dude, and I rated Montana Love really, really, really highly. I thought he was going to be a problem for the 140 pounders. But Stevie Spark just went in there and beat him up and TKO'd him. It doesn't really say on my computer what round, but I think it was in the 7th round or something. But dude, that was an upset right there, dude. I did not think Stevie Spark was going to win that fight. And then he beat Takashi, I'm about to say Takashi 6'9", but his name is Takashi Inoue, and Takashi Inoue has a record of 17 wins, 1 loss, 1 draw, and he won by a unanimous decision. And it says that he only really lost the 2nd round against Takashi Inoue. And then after that, he fought in 2022, went to the United States for the first time in his career, and fought against Terrell Gausha. And Terrell is definitely I do rate Terrell Gausha, and he has a record of 22 wins, 2 losses, 1 draw, and hold on, I gotta fix this screen. It kind of messed up on me. Okay, now and then he beat him by unanimous decision. But in that fight though, Tszyu did get dropped in that fight. I remember it was in the 2nd round or something. It was yeah, I think it was in I don't think it, I think it was in the second. It was either in the 2nd or it was in the later rounds, like round 8 or something. But I think it was in in round 1. But he still beat him, and I thought he stopped Terrell Gausha, but apparently not. It was a unanimous decision win. And then in 2023 he fought Tony Harrison. That was a good fight for him. Tony Harrison had a record of 29 wins, 3 losses, and 1 draw. And Tony Harrison actually beat Jermell Charlo. I didn't really think he beat Jermell Charlo. I just think I thought Jermell won that fight, but I feel like they gave it to Tony Harrison mainly because Tony Harrison, they haven't really seen, somebody beat, Jermell Charlo like that. And then that was the first time that ever happened. But then he Tszyu beat Tony Harrison by a TKO, and that was an interesting fight. I only really gave the 1st round to Tony Harrison. I thought the rest of the fight was Tszyu, in my opinion. And now he's fighting Carlos Ocampo, and yeah. Next up, we got Carlos Ocampo. Carlos Ocampo comes into the fight with a record of 35 wins, 2 losses, 0 draws, 23 wins coming by way of knockout. And his 2 losses came from really, really good fighters. And that came from way back in 2018 with his first loss coming from Errol the Truth Spence Jr. And he beat him by a first round knockout with a body shot. And that is a big thing in this fight, and that's one of like the biggest things and one of the biggest problems with Carlos Ocampo in his fight against Tszyu, in my opinion. After that, his second loss came from Sebastian Fundora, and in that fight, it was a good fight. It was a good fight. Sebastian caught him with some good shots, but but the thing is, Carlos Ocampo was landing good shots also. That's the thing I saw in that fight. He was landing good shots against Sebastian Fundora. Because the thing is, like Ocampo, like he got really really good combos, and that's what he was using in the Sebastian fight. And after that he had a win against Mauricio Gutierrez, and now he's fighting Tszyu. And this is gonna be a good fight. Now let's get to the main action of what these guys are good at and how they're and the big factors of in this fight for them. So let's start off with the champion Tszyu. Tszyu does really really good cutting off the ring, and I see that in every single fight with Tszyu. Tszyu has a really really good game plan, and he does really good at making fights his own fight. And he cuts off the ring, and the thing is, he has really good speed too, Tszyu. And he has good power, very good at ring generalship, and the thing is, he knows how to control people, and stuff like that to make them fight his fight, because he's really smart in the ring. Because the thing is, he knows how to box people, but he knows how to mess people up in the ring. He messed people up, like, for instance, against Terrell Boucher. He beat the crap out of Terrell Boucher pretty much that whole fight. He did not box once in that fight. He just beat him up. He was using angles in that fight, but he was really beating him up. But in the Tony Harrison fight, Tszyu actually he actually was using a lot of his boxing skills in that fight, and he was utilizing that, and then he was giving Tony Harrison a hell of a lot of trouble, and that's how he won the fight by a stoppage, And the thing is, Tszyu knows how to easily break somebody down, but it's not just physically. He knows how to break them down mentally. It's just like, the thing is, he really messed up Tony Harrison in that fight. And Tony Harrison is I know, he might be a little overrated, and he really just got his love when he beat Jermell Charlo, but still, he's still a tough fighter in my opinion, and he still knows how to box really well. For gosh sakes, he beat freaking Sergio Garcia and Jermell Charlo. Even though I still didn't think he beat Jermell Charlo, he still beat him. He still gave him a good fight, and he beat him. He brutalized that dude. And same for Terrell Boucher. Terrell Boucher had a decent fight with Lubin, and then he also had really his only good fights were Austin Trout, Erickson Lubin, and that one really tall black dude. I forgot his name. But I forgot that. I think his last name is Williams, but he actually fought Sebastian Fundora, and it was a draw. But yeah, and also Tszyu got good volume with his punches. And the thing is like he always delivers a lot of punches, but it's not just that, it's how much power he puts on you though. And the thing is, Tszyu does tend to get hit at moments though, and that is a bad factor for him, because he does get hit, and because the thing is, it's more just like he has a lot of confidence, and he might come in a little clumsy, and it proved in the fight against Terrell Boucher, because he did come in the fight a little clumsy, and then he was getting and then he got hit, and stuff like that. So it's just like, it is what it is, But now let's get to Carlos Ocampo. Carlos Ocampo is known how to scrap really well. You know, it's like he knows how to utilize his like street boxing skills into boxing. And he does really good because whenever you hit him, he hits you back. And that leads to him having really weird good combos. Because the thing is, because he hits you at weird directions, and then and it's just, you know, and also he just hits you when he hits you. You know, so it's like he's a frustrating like little fighter to fight. You know, and he also gains confidence when he starts doing good. Because once he starts getting the rhythm, he starts to, it's a really tough fight to fight. You know, because the thing is, you know, because the thing is, how to beat Ocampo is that you really just need to break him down mentally at the first start of the bell. If you let him gain confidence in that fight, you're in for a war. You know, Tszyu would still do good, you know, but I feel it'll be a lot tougher of a fight for Tszyu. You know, because he is really good at gaining confidence and utilizing that confidence to win the fight. And he always delivers, you know, when the opponent attacks. And that's pretty much what I just said. You know, he always delivers when his opponents attack. And that's, again, the thing that frustrates a lot of opponents, you know. And the thing is, he does do good backing up opponents, too. Because he's really strong. He might be, like, he's not that short, but he is strong, you know. And he knows how to back people up pretty easily. Wait, and the thing is, didn't he fight Teofimo Lopez, I think? I forgot to look at the highlights on that. Did he? No, that was Pedro Campa. Never mind. But, like, you know, because that's the thing. That would be a tough fight for Teofimo, though. I would pick Teofimo against with Carlos Ocampo, but, you know, but, like, he's way bigger than Teofimo Lopez. And the thing is, though, Ocampo doesn't really have that good a defense, though. And he really doesn't have no defense at all. He more just gets hit, but once he feels that he got hit, he's going to hit you back. You know, that's more just the thing with him. And also, his body is wide open. We obviously seen that against Errol Spence Jr. and when he was getting hit by a body shot. You know, and that ended him in the first round. But my final prediction for this fight, this is going to be an interesting fight, and I do think Ocampo is going to bring it. But the thing is, the thing is that, but I feel like he is going to struggle with Tszyu, because Tszyu is going to be in his face all day. So my final prediction is Tszyu by unanimous decision or a late knockout. Mainly because I do think Ocampo, you know, he is. Wait, hold on. He is a very tough fighter, and I do believe, like, but I do believe in his, like, you know, body, you know, and that's what would stop, you know. Let me rephrase that. You know, I kind of got mixed up with my words on that one. You know, I do believe, you know, because, like, I feel like, you know, his body is soft, you know, and he does leave his body quite open. So the thing is, Tszyu hits that body really well too. He slips this way and he hits you, and it's really good. You know, and I think that's what's going to, and the thing is, that's what's going to win him this fight. And I think Tszyu is going to win by either a unanimous decision or he's going to knock out Carlos Ocampo in the later rounds with the body shot. You know, so that's my final prediction. I got Tszyu by unanimous decision or a late round knockout. So make sure you guys like and subscribe. I'm Preston, and peace out.